This video is brought to you by Robinhood, the investment brokerage app that lets you buy stocks, ETFs, and crypto all commission free. Did you know since the start of the March stock market crash, over 800,000 new brokerage accounts have been created, and buying stocks was the third most popular thing that people spent their stimulus checks on? I know I did. So stop missing out and use the link in the description below. Get your free stock just for signing up, no deposit required. And finally, this is my real portfolio. YouTube capital G here. Got some excellent duels for you guys to check out, including our first duel that is going to show a deck that doesn't get a lot of shine, but still is very unique and has some awesome disruptions and some 200 IQ plays, and that would be the Lair of Darkness deck. If you really know how to play this deck, there's not a lot that your opponent can do, because this is still like one of the only decks around that lets you tribute your opponent's monsters pretty much at will, with cards like Lilith, and then you got the virus cards and all sorts of other cool things you can do with Super Poly. Anyways, it's taking on the Synchro build of Eldorado. A lot of people believe that this is the best deck of the format currently, although don't quote me on that, because it's June 2nd, we could get a new ban list, and half the cards in this deck could end up being hit by the ban list, and you guys see this a week later and you're like, Cap G, that card's not even legal anymore, you idiot. And I'm like, bruh, I made this video before the ban list. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll it, and let's see what is what. So doesn't look like Eldorado did much of anything. Okay, I think anytime you draw Despoto 1, not exactly good. Now I expected, so we're seeing three trap cards used by the Eldorado player. I expected Lilith to be used almost immediately in return, because when your opponent's looking to resolve these chains with the Eldorado cards, almost certainly they're looking to blow one of your monsters up. So I thought Lilith would be chain link 4 there, and that she would kind of run away and get herself off field. He doesn't use the effect. I'm not exactly sure why. I feel like she just kind of died for nothing, but it's perfectly fine. Luckily, he has that Nibiru, and that's going to stop this very potent and powerful combo from ever, well, materializing. He's going to get that Nibiru token. Of course, since it is Eldorado, he'll still be able to recover some of his cards. The DD Crow was super clutch here, taking out the Eldlich Golden Lord, and keep in mind, they only got 3 of this card, so if you ever like DD Crow 1 and Call by the Grave the other one, you can kind of take away their win condition. Anyways, for some reason, he went for Halifabrax again. I guess he just forgot it's a hard once per turn. I don't know what he's doing here, but that ain't it, Chief. If nothing else, it's probably going to get ran over by that Nibiru on field. Anyways, he'll at least get a bunch of tokens, and I'm talking tons of them. Look at that, 5 tokens right there. So he's not going to get like OTK or anything. It's not like Lair does a lot of damage, but he at least has a defensive wall. He'll go for Desert Locust, or yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, it's an okay play, I guess. I didn't really know that the deck even ran that. And Ties of the Brethren is going to get him a couple more monsters. I believe he tributed it for the Lilith. Okay, that makes sense. And now this is an interesting dynamic, right? He's actually stuck with all of these monsters on field, and he can't actually summon his Eldlich Golden Lord from his deck, or excuse me, from his graveyard. Now he got hit with Eradicator, Epidemic, Virus, and obviously that took away some of his spells. But this is interesting. If his opponent actually just leaves him with all these monsters, he might be stuck not being able to summon a card. Well, unless he goes for the old school tribute summon. But who does that? He does that. Okay, so he's gonna go ahead and tribute summon. But I expect Lilith will probably distribute his butt right off the field. See, that's the good thing. If you're playing against a deck that doesn't have a ton of offense, Lilith can kind of keep your opponent at bay almost infinitely. As long as you got cards in your deck to successfully resolve her effect, you can just keep getting rid of your opponent's monsters. Second, DD Crow is going to take out the Eldlich Golden Lord, and this might be a GG. You guys know I just said if you banish a couple of your opponent's Eldlich Golden Lords, they might not have a way of actually winning the duel, and this could be it. Anyways, he's going to attack. He's going to tribute once again. And what did he set that time? He set a Lost Win, which is such a good card in this matchup, because you're going to get, well, you get at least one good activation. I don't know if they're going to go in their extra deck. We might be ready for a scoop phase as he tries to tribute that last monster. Yeah, he's going to scoop it up. Doesn't look like Eldlich could actually find a win condition here, because when you do take away their, Eldlich Golden Lords, they're kind of just relying on, I guess, playing monster trap deck, and I don't really think that that's going to do it. Anyway, second duel, and don't worry, I'll show you guys that deck in a minute. Second duel, for everybody out there who said, Cap G, you are insane. They should never bring back Maxx into TCG. Okay, guys, I just want you to watch plays like this and tell me it's a yes or no question. Is this fun to play against? You guys know how powerful dinosaurs are, but this is a synchro build of dinosaurs, and you want to talk about the epitome of no Yu-Gi-Oh played. I mean, this is no Yu-Gi-Oh play. First off, gonna go hit your extra deck, take away all your negations and all the synchro monsters you only run one of. I would have actually taken Drag Knight. Yeah, I would have taken away the level, I would have taken away Drag Knight, the level 8, just to take away all your negation, basically. But he's going to go into Link Cross. And then he's going to get some tokens. He is going to go for TG Hyper Librarian. Now, when he went for this, I was like, this is going to be spicy because people don't go for TG Hyper Librarian in a vacuum. Whenever you summon TG Hyper Librarian, you're telegraphing that you're going for at least a couple more synchros after that because you want to at least have the card kind of pay for itself and pay you back with some draws. So he'll, of course, draw a card, and then he's going to draw another one from Herald of the Arclight. He's not done yet. He's actually going to go for Borreload Savage Dragon, and he runs that. He actually runs a ritual in his deck to get some more disruption against, I'm not exactly sure if he had impermanence, he probably would have used it by now, but why not? He's still gonna go for Halifirebrax because he ain't even apparently make that yet in the combo. He's gonna summon Quoteless, and he's gonna do some other stuff, by the way, forcing a token to his opponent's side of the field. So Evenly Match and Lightning Storm both technically dead. 200 IQ. He's just like, Cap, I'll just play around those cards even if he doesn't have them. And then he's just like, I'm gonna get the Pankatrops from my deck just to, you know, have more disruption. And then I'm just gonna top it off with even more You Can't Play Yu-Gi-Oh. How about we go for Formula Synchron? How about we draw 2 cards, because one for Formula and then one for TG Hyper Librarian, and then how about we immediately synchro summon after that, after drawing the 2 cards, and then summon the epitome of You Can't Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, which says you ain't using nothing for the remainder of the turn. If I'm not mistaken, this card's like Azathoth. It doesn't activate, it's just like a condition, so the second that it hits the field, it's just like, boom, I'm online. But don't quote me on that. It might activate, but I'm pretty sure like it doesn't activate. I think it's like Azathoth. Anyways, guys, I don't understand how people can like watch plays like this, watch no Yu-Gi-Oh played at all for the player at the top and be like, yeah, Cap, Maxx C2 broken. This stuff is completely fair. Like, really? Should the game be you like have to draw spear mode to play the game? Like, I feel like that's ridiculous. But obviously, he can still pump out a potent bunch of offense. He's even going for Ultimate to Zokin, going for Doka, get myself a free Crystalline Synchro Dragon. This is ridiculous, man. Like, oh my goodness. If you would have told me that this was what Yu-Gi-Oh was going to be back when I started playing the game in like Magic Ruler and DM, my head would have exploded. I would have been like, wait, what? What are these cards? How did you just, I would have thought that you were doing something from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, which I guess technically wasn't a thing until like 5Ds-ish. But yeah, even in 5Ds, I wouldn't have believed like you can get all of this. I mean, Teledad had some OTKs, but to get this many negates and disruptions and, you know, cards that negate for the entire turn, it's pretty dang insane. But yeah, if you still think Maxx C shouldn't be legal, I mean, okay, I probably can't change your mind at this point. Anyways, let's go ahead and check out the deck list really quickly. You guys will see. The one interesting thing about dinosaurs is I don't even think they play like hand traps. Dinosaurs just play, like, my understanding, it's a little interesting not seeing any. I would imagine, like, I would have just assumed Mystic Mine was in here. I'm not used to seeing Fire King Island. But yeah, my understanding is that dinosaurs don't really play hand traps because they have things like Pankatrops in the main deck. They can play, Kamungus is searchable from Soul Eating Oviraptor. And then they can also run, like, Mystic Mine. So if they go second, like they have all of those cards to potentially break boards. This deck, I mean, this deck probably doesn't even need like the conventional lightning storms and stuff like that. But yeah, what you can do with this deck obviously is kind of crazy. This build is much more synchro focused, as you see. Over half the extra deck are, you know, the synchro monsters. And I mean, from everything, including Ultimate Zokin and King Calamity, you saw all these cards basically used. I think the only card in the extra deck we didn't see was like True King of All Calamities and maybe a Rorodon. I feel like every other card in this extra deck was used in that duel. Second deck, and I was going to exit out, my mistake. Second deck is the that Lair of Darkness build that actually does run some hand traps. Although they are unique hand traps, he decided to go for Nibiru and DD Crow. Very interesting. Obviously, Nibiru gives him a high attack monster so that you could use it with Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Can you tribute your opponent's token too? I think you might be able to tribute your opponent's Nibiru token as well if it's like too big and for some reason you can't get over it. Super Polymerization is just kind of like staple in these Lair of Darkness extra or decks because they turn all the monsters on field in the dark, and then they can usually go for this. Honestly, I'm used to seeing extravagance in these decks because you see a bunch of cards in the extra deck, but like, I'm just be honest, they don't really make these many. Like, they don't make like half these cards. I would probably consider running like impermanent, or excuse me, not impermanence, but extravagance, and just playing like 3 copies of Starving Venom and some of the other cards like in the extra deck because I really don't think you need them. Also, you know, Radion, another breakboard card that can also be used for like the Eradicator Epidemic Viruses. Anyways, if you guys are interested in either one of these decks, of course, they will be in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.